We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
Good evening and welcome to this RAA MPLSA Round 3 clash between MetroStars and Adelaide Croatia Raiders here at TK Shutter Reserve. I am joined by the one and only Connie Komitsis. Connie, how are you today?
Well, the one and only today.
Yep.
I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's, well, after the last week and a half we have this 40 plus, it's almost 15 degrees out here tonight. It's cold.
The weather has certainly changed, especially considering all the games were postponed from this weekend. From yesterday, they were chopped and changed. We've had games Thursday night, Friday night. We've got games today and tonight, and then we've got games Monday night. It's all over the place this weekend. But we're here for the RAA MPLSA clash between Metro and Raiders, and we are going to go quickly through the lineups for the home side MetroStars. Number 1, Cody Ostrike. Number 4, Noah McNamara. Number 6, Jackson Fortunato. Number 9, Owen Windsor. Number 11, Cameron Woodfin. Number 17, Thomas Visser. Number 18, Fabian Barbiero. Number 21, Arby Mollis. Number 22, Jackson Walls. Number 23, Scott Nagel. And number 25, Michael Cittadini. And your starting 11 for the Raiders. Number 5, Bradley Corbo. Number 6, Noah Blazeka. Number 7, Donatan Niankuru. Number 8, Callum Campbell. Number 9, Anthony Costa. Number 19, Reece Thompson. Number 20, Marco Toriani. Number 22, Vincent Barbaro. Number 23, Jai King Byrne. Number 26, Yuto Ikeda. And number 27, Oliver Trimboli. Now, Connie, what are you expecting from today's clash?
Well, MetroStars obviously looking to make it 3 from 3 to start the season. They've looked quite good. They've obviously found a replacement for Ren Nagamatsu. So for me tonight, it's going to be about how Raiders come here and play against a team that has really just season after season turned it on. Raiders obviously only a couple of years ago were playing State League 1, so they're looking to start to cement themselves in the National Premier League. So for me, my eyes are on how Raiders go about this game, and a couple of, players that stand out is obviously, well, one of them is Anthony Costa. For me, if you can service him, he's going to provide and score goals for his team. So that's a big one for me. Anthony Costa, if he stays fit for the rest of the year, I reckon they make the top 6 as well.
Yeah, that's a fair shout there, and they're coming off some great form. They had a big win in the Cup. They did have a changed lineup for the Cup, and then obviously they had a massive win in the derby the week before against FK Beergo, where that man Anthony Costa scored 2 cracking goals, real good finishes.
Yeah, he was only missing, I think, the header, was it, for the perfect hat trick. And yeah, that's what I'm based on here when I come and say, while I'm watching Raiders, they're coming off a great win. MetroStars, you could probably say they were a little bit fortunate against Adelaide City. Adelaide City probably had majority of the chances in that game and just couldn't finish. So, yeah, I think this one's really a 50-50 battle tonight.
Yeah, I was chatting with some of the Raiders supporters before, and they're really looking forward to this battle today. And we do know it is going to be a football battle. Both both coaches in Danny Greystone and Vlado Blazeka both like to play football. They like their teams to keep hold of the ball. So it will be a real tactical showcase today.
It will. Obviously, we know that MetroStars, they're doing everything in their power to make this a professional environment, from coaching to backroom staff to documentaries and everything. And they let their football do the talking as well. They do play some really good football, and when you got players out there like Fabi Barbiero, who turns 41 in a month's time, still playing, that's always in the best hands possible out there.
That's it. As we are approaching kickoff, Raiders kicking from left to right of your screen, and Regis Quifalik in charge gets us underway, and Raiders turn it over straight away, and Metro pick up possession. And our assistant referees today, we've got Ethan McCormick and Mark Padros. As we see Cam Woodfin there, just put the ball out of bounds. It's his first game back from injury. He's come straight into the side tonight for the injured Hamish Gow. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't think there'll be much of a change really in the way they play.
No, well, obviously played just about every game last season, so a very formidable face for them to come straight back into the lineup.
When we get the ball back in to play, be a Corbo throw for Raiders, looking for options. He finds Kingburn, who does get the ball across to the far post, and Neon Kuru comes in and walls with a very courageous clearance there and is taken out and wins the free kick.
And Neon Kuru thought he was at Adelaide over playing the AFL for a second there.
He certainly got up there well, but Regis there finds a free kick, and rightly so. And Metro look to play out from the back. They go short, so Ostrike comes to the near side. McNamara, Nagel. Here goes line looking for Cittadini. Turns it over. Here's Raiders with the ball all the way back to Toriani. Back to Barbaro. Plays it across to Akita on the far side. And they've played themselves out of trouble there very well. Akita looking to go long. Goes through to Ostrike, but he has to clear it. It does hold up a little bit in that wind, Connie. We have got a strong wind here today from right to left.
Yeah, I was just about to say, when Akita let that ball bounce on the top of the box not too long ago, I thought maybe the MetroStar player was going to nip in and get that, but you just saw straight down the other end. It's exactly the same. It held up, and Ostrike had no choice but to clear it. Just touching back on what we mentioned with Woodfin coming back into the lineup, Mark, as well. No slouch, scored 11 goals in all competitions last year, so knows how to find the back of the net as well.
He certainly does, and what a player you can bring back into your lineup. But like I said, I've said this many times, Metro this year just seems to have multiple players in every position. They've just got such squad depth available as Ostrike goes long, but the wind's going to take that. Windsor gets on the end of it, and he's offside. But that ball over the top is certainly an option for Metro to start with this in this first half.
It's actually quite hard to tell from up here what it's actually doing in the middle of the park. Just looks like it's swirling, doesn't it?
Corbo. Toriani finds Costa, who's gone short. Trimboli. Nagel pressures him.
Trimboli's another player that had a pretty good breakout season last year. Another one that scored 9 goals in all competitions, and really living up to that Trimboli name, wasn't he?
He certainly did, and that's what you want to see. Here's Cittadini into the box and wins the corner off Corbo. Corbo doesn't agree, as he shouldn't. He's a defender. He certainly won.
I was just about to say, when have you seen a defender agree with a decision in any league in the world?
That's very true. And it looks like Cittadini is going to take this one in swinger. Metro all starting at the edge of the 18, so they've got a long way to run. He goes near post. Walls with a diving header, And it's just gone through. Walls flung himself at that, Connie.
He did. He come from the. He was probably the furthest away, and he ended up meeting it past the near post. Got a flick on and nearly found the bottom right-hand corner.
There was also another player coming around the back who was just unable to get there. Went out for a goal kick in the end. Here's Toriani. Goes long looking for King Burn, but cut out there by Mollis. Windsor gets it under control and loses out to Toriani. And here's McNamara. Barbiero. Here's Visser on the far side, who's had a great start to the season. Cuts in on his left. Gets it to Wallace, and he can't bring it under control. And here's Fortunato to Barbiero. Walls on the far side. Metro just happy to keep the ball and go all the way back to Ozstrike in goal, who I found out is only 20 years old, Connie. Or 19 last year, so
yeah, right.
Very young goalkeeper and doing very well. Had a cracking year last year for Metro.
Big boy for a 20-year-old. When I say that, I mean in the nicest way possible, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. He fits the mould of the current set of goalkeepers we have in Dakota Oshenham and Hall and Margouche, who are all giants in between the sticks. Cut out there by Walls. Here's Windsor. Corbo does well to win it back, only as far as Nagel. It's a good battle between Trimboli and Nagel, and Trimboli comes away with it. Cuts inside onto his left. He finds Blazeka in space. King Burn in behind, unable to get there. Trimboli the left. And tries to bend at far post, but goes over the bar. Some quick ball movement there from Raiders, Connie.
That was very well done by Oliver Trimboli to get down the right-hand side and then find that pass to, I think it was Blazeka in the end. And Blazeka really did the team thing. He probably could have had a shot for goal there. He had plenty of space and time.
He certainly could have. He looked for that decisive pass. Here's Ozstrike. Walls on the far side. With Walls on the far side.
Very high press from Raiders to start this game as well. Quite clear that when those two central defenders go wide, they want to press them straight away.
Certainly that's the game plan. McNamara looks for the switch and Corbo cuts it out. Here's Trimboli. Finds King Burn, who looks for Corbo on the overlap, but Cittadini tracks back all the way and knocks that out for a corner. I'll tell you what, it's we've got some great battles shaping up all over the park, Connie.
Yeah, very promising from Croatia Raiders to start this in the last couple of minutes. They played 7 minutes on the clock and they look like they really want to use this right-hand side to get forward. And then when you think about it, they've still got Don Nironkuri on the left-hand side, so looking very dangerous.
Here's Blazeka with the corner, with the in-swinger. He goes far post, looking for Toriani, who is beaten to it by McNamara, and out for another corner on the far side. And it looks like Nironkuri is going to go across to take this one, and this will be an in-swinger as well, I would imagine.
That breeze seems to have just died off for the time being.
It has.
Well, let's not talk about it, because you know what's going to happen.
Let's not talk about it. That's exactly right. Here's Nironkuri on the far side. In-swinger. Goes near post. Cleared by Walls, but not too far. His second chance and does well to clear that out for a throw-in. Certainly some good battles across the park. Corbo and Cittadini looks to be a good battle. You've got Trimboli and Nagel, Walls and Nironkuri. There's little 1v1 battles all over the park that are really exciting in this game. Here's Visser, who's been on fire this start of this year. There's Thompson looking in behind for Trimboli, finds him. Trimboli does well to keep it in and get across, but unable to do much more. So that was Campbell for Raiders. Here's Visser inside to Barbiero, who finds some space. And he's able to run at the back line. He's gone wide to Windsor. Windsor's forced wider than what he wanted to be. Closely marshalled by Toriani. Here's Fortunato. Barbiero. Back to Mollis. Metro happy just to keep the ball, build the pressure. Chittadini. Good 1-2 with Walls, and they come out and look to go around again. Matt Mark cuts back onto his left with a big diagonal looking for Walls on the far side. And Barbaro, the goalkeeper, claims that and gets a good throw away to Neon Kuru on the far side. With Walls out of position, Neon Kuru can run at the back line and does so. Goes down in the box and then cleared. And Reed just waves away the penalty claim.
Yeah, Neon Kuru just assessed his options and saw Walls out of position, didn't he? Thought, I'm going to go here.
Well, he had to. If you've got the space, especially with the pace that Neon Kuru possesses, you've got to go for it. And I thought he probably went over just a little bit easy in the box there.
Yeah, Regis was well positioned to make that call, and I think it's the right one in the end. There was a couple of little push and shoves afterwards, so maybe a few things were said. Maybe something along the lines, he maybe went down a little bit too easy. Maybe not that nicely, though.
Yes, maybe not that nicely. We'll keep it G-rated for the broadcast. Here's Walls. High pressure from Akita. Here's the centre back for Raiders, Akita on the left wing. Managed to get it inside to Neon Kuru. Blazeka with a great turn. He looks to go wide to Trimboli and finds him. Trimboli on the left. Back to Campbell, who crosses and cleared by Jackson Walls. No, that wasn't Walls. That was Cam Woodford. Here's Campbell inside to Costa. Kingburn with almost a flick in behind for Trimboli, but Metro come away with it. And Raiders, the pressure, wins it back straight away. Here's Corbo.
They're certainly up and about, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're certainly playing a high pressure, putting Metro under a great deal of pressure, and they've managed to win a corner.
Yeah, at the moment, they're winning those one-on-one battles, and they're somewhat creating a little bit more just simply through the press that they're putting on Metro deep in their own half. They get their third corner within the last couple of minutes.
Sheer hard work is really paying off at the moment, but the problem is they've got to keep that up for 90. Metro, we know, can withstand near, middle of the goal, and there it is. There's the first one. First goal of the evening. Great ball in from Blazeka, and it looks like Thompson gets up high and finishes it with the Ostrike coming out for it, not getting there.
Well, Mark, you just mentioned that we can expect Metro to come if they don't take their chances, and that's exactly what young Reece Thompson's just done then. And he's not the tallest player on the pitch, and he still managed to get in front of the goalkeeper and his two defenders and nod that one home for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. We mentioned it come off the back of their pressure, high up the park. It was actually won by Toriani, who read the ball well, and away we go.
And we go 1-0 to Raiders. Thanks to One World LED and Sportal Scoreboard for your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Apologies if you can hear some of those comments. Throw in on the far side. Thompson, the goal scorer. With again, what a cracking header that was. I said, as you said, Con, he's not the tallest, but he certainly found the space in there. Ball's out for a throw in on the far side.
Yeah, as much as Metro would like the fact that they were able to get forward off a few little Barbiero runs, they really want to put their foot on here. I think that's what the coaching staff of Metro are after as well, just to put their foot on the ball and try and get high up the park and move the ball around. But the press from Raiders, I think they've stunned them a little bit with that.
Yeah, they certainly have. I think that's the case. That's the case there. I don't think Metro were expecting them to come out so fast, so intense, and it's really paid off for Raiders as they take this 1-0 lead. And it's only 12, 13, 14 minutes in that they've taken this lead, so very early in the game. Still plenty of game left. As we have a throw in for Raiders playing in their blue away kit this evening. Barbaro looks to go long and does. Comes to the near side looking for Trimboli, who wins the first header. McNamara cleans up for Metro and goes long. Only as far as Toriani though, who hooks it back. Bit of head tennis and aerial ping pong at the moment. Metro first team to get it onto the ground. Here's Nagel wins the throw. Good pressure there from Trimboli from Raiders. Woodford, Nagel, McNamara goes long, looking for Windsor, finds him. Brings in Chittadini, but Chittadini can't keep it. And Visser's trying to catch Barbaro on the far side, but Barbaro's too quick and gets it away. Here's Fortunato on the far side. Looking for Visser, but Thompson clears. And back to the little bit scrappy at the moment, Connie.
Yeah, they're just simply winning those one-on-one balls at the moment, right? Croatia Raiders, and it's making all the difference because it's making MetroStars actually do things that they don't really want to do, and that's chase players because they're normally used to having the possession of the ball.
Barbaro goes long, looking for Costa. He's beaten to it by McNamara. Raiders pick up the loose ball. Kingburn on the far side. Here's Akita. Metro win out eventually. Ball through, but cut out there from Akita, and he looks to go Trimboli on this wing. Finds him. 1v1 against Nagel. And he beats him. He switches it to Nyonkuru on the far side. Nyonkuru 1v1 against Walls. Cuts inside on his right, can't get the shot off, goes back outside. Tries to go around and wins another corner.
I think the Raiders have really identified that Trimboli against Nagel is somewhere where they can exploit, and they're going to that option every single time. And at the moment he's got the best off Scott Nagel.
Nyonkuru with the corner, goes near post, flick from Trimboli. He's just got too much on it, and it goes over the bar. Raiders certainly looking dangerous every time they go forward at the moment.
Yeah, definitely the start that Raiders would have wanted, taking the early lead and really putting the pressure on. You can see again they're starting the press right up on the 18-yard box. Again, it may force Metro to go long, which they don't want to do.
And they don't, they go short. Here's McNamara, Nagel, and there's the high press. Mollis with a flick down to Windsor. Windsor does well to hold off Toriani. Looks to go line, but cut out. Here's Corbo. And he wins a free kick from Windsor. High boo. That press again from Raiders really paying off. Corbo with the ball this near side, just in front of us here in the box, and the scoreboard, which you won't be able to see, but you can see the grandstand and all the people sitting in it with the viewers at home. Cody Ostrov goes to Fortunato. He goes inside to Barbiero, back out to Wolves.
I guess the other thing that comes out of this first 17 or so minutes is probably the loss of Hamish Gow, isn't it? How important he actually is to MetroStars.
Given away there by Metro. Raiders. Here's Blazeka. He finds Campbell. Campbell finds Kingburn inside. Trimboli outside. And that's a free kick, and a first booking of the evening goes to Barbiero. And apologies again for language if you can hear it.
Yeah, very unlike Fabian Barbiero that there. I think that may have something to do with the pressure they're receiving at the moment. It's just that frustration. Led with the arm. Fortunately, didn't make too much contact with the head region. It was more in the chest. Otherwise, he may have found himself in a little bit more trouble there.
I think you're right, Connie. And like, as you said there, I think that's come about because of the frustration, the pressure that Raiders are applying. It's really, I think, getting to Metro at the present moment. As we just wait for this free kick to be taken. Kingburn over the ball.
Definitely some feeling in this game, Mark.
There certainly is. And I think it'll only get a little bit feistier as the game goes. Kingburn straight into the one-man wall of Barbiero. He won't be happy about that. But
you find it harder to do that if you try.
I think you're right there, that's for sure. I know the tall timber from the back, the likes of Toriani, would not be happy with that because they make the run all the way out there and he doesn't beat the first man. But knowing Kingburn, he'll come back from that and he'll certainly make amends at some stage of this game. It's just the character of Kingburn. We've seen him score some absolute wonders in the past. Here he is. Corbo with the looks to deliver and cut out by Barbiero.
Yeah, there's definitely some aggression in Barbiero's demeanour at the moment, isn't there? He wants to really make a point here and try and lift his team, but he needs some others to go with him.
He certainly does. Long throw, flicked by Costa, cleared by Woodfin. Only as far as Akita, who picks it up at the halfway line, and he's happy to go back to Barbiero and reset. And he goes to Toriani on this near side. Corbo. He looks to find Costa in behind, but hits that and goes straight to Fortunato, who keeps it for Metro. Barbiero. Here's Woodford. Back inside, Barbiero looks to go further in field and finds RB Mollis, who goes all the way the other side to Jackson Walls. Metro just happy to keep it and reset. Here's McNamara. He finds Woodfin on the left wing this time. He cuts inside on his right and finds Windsor just at the edge of the box. Windsor looks to turn, lays off to Mollis. Mollis goes wide to Visser. Visser, 1v1, hits it, save from Barbaro, and then cleared. What a save from Barbaro that was, Connie.
Yeah, he had to make it, and he was very fortunate that it spilt to his teammate because there was two MetroStars players waiting, but a great save off to his right-hand side. And you just saw that run from Woodfin earlier, that trademark run that he made so many times last year. And what come from it? A chance on goal.
And it's good to see Metro getting Visser involved a little bit more as well. He's been very dangerous in that the last couple of weeks. Here's Chittadine into Windsor, but cut out by Akita. But they certainly need to get the player like Visser on the ball and running at players. He's very dangerous, so Kingburn looking for that one down the line and cleared by McNamara.
I think the biggest thing that stands out for me the first 20-odd minutes is that Anthony Costa hasn't really been involved at the point for Raiders, and they've managed to take the lead and probably have the advantage over Metro.
Free kick there for Chittadini. And while we get the chance, thanks to One World LED and Sportal Scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Quick round the grounds from some today's results. Campbelltown lost 4-0 to Playford. Playford continuing their fine form in front of goal, Connie.
Yeah, that's a big result, is it? And both ways it's a big result because Campbelltown's now conceded 10 goals in their first 3 games.
3 games, yes, exactly. Para Hills bouncing back from their 8-2 defeat in the last league game, beating Modbury in the derby 1-0. In State League 1, Adelaide Olympic drawing with the Cove in the end 2-2. A late couple of goals. Here's Owen Windsor. Visser looking to take on Akita, ducks inside but loses out. Here's Mollis. Chittadini looks to go inside but cut out again from Raiders. Here's Mollis. Barbiero. Going back to those results. Half-time between Sturtline and Fulham is 1-0 to Fulham in State League 1. West Adelaide lost to Adelaide Blue Eagles 3-0. Blue Eagles getting their first, I think that's their first victory of the season.
Yeah, it is.
And the other game that was played today was Adelaide Vipers and Salisbury coming away with a 2-0 win.
Yeah, the most interesting thing is as a player down, we might just have a little bit of a chat about that. The interesting thing about that is that the Sturt result, they're 1-0 down after such a massive start to the season. They've been scoring goals for fun in pre-season in the first couple of rounds. So that's an interesting one in State League 1, and we say it every year, but State League 1's always just, you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, that's it. It's such a hard league to get into, and once you're in it, it's hard to get out of, that's for sure. But you never know what's going to happen. In State League 2 today, we had Northern Demons played Adelaide Atletico with the 3-2 victory going the way of Northern Demons. And there is a game tonight in State League 2 between Modbury Vista and Garn United at 7:30 as well. So that's been played, but I don't have results for that game at this stage. And as we know, there were no games yesterday due to the ridiculously hot weather as the ball just goes out over the line there.
Everyone's probably thinking how that's possible. There was no games played yesterday with the weather we've got tonight.
Exactly right. We're up here in the Scaff Inn jumpers. It is cold up here. So... While I've got it, the State League results from not last night, but as the ball goes out over the byline for a goal kick. On Friday night, Cumberland beat South Adelaide 3-1, who haven't had the best of starts to this season.
Dismal, if you put it nicely, isn't it?
Well, it is,
especially with that massive cup loss last week as well.
Exactly. It was, I think I counted 7 changes for their cup game. And the other game that was played that night was State League 2, was Seaford and Western Strikers played out a 0-0 draw. And then the Thursday night game, which was supposed to be played as a precursor to Adelaide United, ended up getting moved, and that was the Adelaide United youth team against FK Beergrad, and Adelaide United coming away with a 2-1 victory there. And that's not all, because we've still got games coming up in the RA MPLSA. We've got Adelaide City against Bacalla tomorrow night, and Adelaide Comets against Croydon tomorrow night. So still 2 very exciting games in the men's to come.
I think there's still one State League 1 game, one State League 2 game to come Tuesday and Wednesday. So
there is, yes.
Lots of football still to go.
That's exactly
we said this
right.
last year, every night, if there was football every night, we'd be happy.
Here's Visser for Metro with the breakaway. Goes wide to Windsor on the far side. Akita closes him down. He gets into the box. Goes top of the box. Here's outside to Walls. Gets across and cut out by Akita. And out for a corner. Metro starting to put a little bit of pressure there, which they needed to do. They needed to do something to get themselves back into this after 25 minutes, because I have to admit, Connie, as we've agreed, that Raiders have certainly had the upper hand.
Yeah, they have, and even when you look at the basis of play, Raiders haven't been scrambling in terms of their defence. They've actually quite comfortably defended what they've had to do. I mean, I don't want to put the mockers on them here and they concede a goal, but it's not like they're, outnumbered every time. That there was quite a simple defensive piece to do.
Exactly. Left foot in swing goes near post, cleared again by Thompson.
So that corner for me is just needs to pressure either the goalkeeper or make them scramble in defence, whereas not too sure who it was, but he's just managed just to clear it out for a throw in and they can reset again.
That's exactly right. Thompson there with the clearance at that near post, so he's doing it at both ends. He's scoring at corners one end and defending him very well at the other. As the ball goes out for a throw in. Metro win the second ball. Here's Woodford. And that was just funny. We just see the sprinklers come on off the pitch on the far side to us, and we see everyone scramble to try and stay dry. So the outer
70 people just ran for their life.
Here's Windsor in, left foot, and it's gone in via deflection off Akita, and Barbara unable to keep it out. But that's what can happen with Metro. They can all of a sudden get that half chance, and they can take it. And as you said earlier, they've found someone to replace Wren, to replace Himmelkowski. That man is Windsor, and he comes up trumps in the 29th minute there.
Yeah, just a simple little through ball, unfortunately for Barbaro.
Yeah, that deflection cost him. I think he had that if there was no deflection on that.
Yeah, Akita come across and made the slide, and then I think it's gone off of his toe The keeper's got a hand to it, so it's taken a couple of touches, but at the end of the day, Mark, it's found its way to the back of the net.
Certainly has, and that puts us at 1-1. As Raiders get the game underway again. Here's Corbo. He goes back to Barbaro. Short to Campbell, who's able to turn and get away from Cittadini. Does very well. Finds Trimboli on this near side. Corbo looks to find Costa in behind. King Byrne picks it up. He looks for Costa, just can't get there. And here's Visser. And Blazeka tracks him and wins it back. King Byrne goes wide, but cut out by Walls. And I was going to say, we just waited to see if there was an advantage.
Not too sure why Jackson Walls would put his hands out and say, what forward? One, he's come from behind, got none of the ball and clipped the player. But again, as we said, defenders, they never do too much wrong.
Nope, that's right.
And maybe a chance for Raiders to put one into the box here, into a danger area.
Yeah. And again, I think that challenge there is a little bit of frustration as well. His first touch wasn't the best there, and it got away from him. It looks like King Byrne on the ball for this free kick. Toriani makes his move. King Byrne looks to go far post and does. Gets a flick. And there's Ostrike, safe hands. Coached well there by Tassie Breeden to take that. And he distributes quickly and early, very well to Windsor. And here's Cittadini. Has a chance to run at the Raiders back line. He looks to find Woodfin with one of his runs. Cuts it out. Cleared by Akita.
I like how you got a little plug-in for the goalkeeper and goalkeeper coach there, mate.
Oh, that's it. I've got to look after my goalkeeper union, mate. That's what it's all about, goalkeeper union. Quick free kick taken there. Here's Woodfin. Here's Nagel. Finds Windsor. Windsor goes wide to Cittadini. Looking to build up. Finds Barbiero. Cut out by Raiders, and here's King Byrne. He looks to find Costa in behind. Does well, and Ostrike comes out very well. Volleys that clear. Very well read there from the goalkeeper. Playing very high line, which made that look even easier than what it was. McNamara just hammers one back to him. Does well, brings that under control.
Got some neutral onlookers here tonight. Got Nick Bucco from Adelaide City,
who'll be playing tomorrow night. He's got a few mates playing in this game. Former teammates as well.
Also saw FK Beargo coach Adrian Deloy here as well earlier.
And that's a card for Thompson, who, as you can see there, when you see that, the massive shirt pull. Didn't realise the shirts could stretch that far, but...
Yeah, normally we save that for after the 90 minutes we swap shirts, but...
As Visser was making his way towards goal, and had to stop him somehow. So it's a pull of the shirt. Regis was quickly onto that one, but yes, there are a few players. It's also the Trimboli family. The Luca Trimboli's here as well, watching his brother. And I'm not surprised. I tend to see Adrian at quite a few games, not just his own games.
Everyone's probably just happy to get out of the house, mate. Turn the aircon off and go for a walk.
I hope they brought their jackets, that's for sure. Visser looks into the box, cleared by Costa. Mollis goes wide to Windsor. Metro still with the ball. Here's Nagel. Harvey Mollis. Happy to go back to Jackson Walls, who's all the way at the back. He goes even further back to Ostrike. Ostrike looks for Visser in behind, but Thompson cuts that out. Here's Blazaka, does very well, keeps his calm, keeps his cool. Toriani goes all the way back to Barbaro. Here's the Metro press, and Akita just manages to break through that first line, does very well, gets it down to Neon Kuru. And he looks to switch, doesn't hit it right, and fortunately falls for Raiders again. Here's Campbell, goes wide to Neon Kuru, up against Walls. And Walls wins that challenge, comes away with it, and wins the free kick. Metro seem to have just settled a little bit now, Connie, and are able to deal with those threats. Raiders maybe just step back a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, and I was even just thinking, considering how much Metro have sort of taken a little bit more of a stamp in this game, Raiders haven't changed too much. They're still going with those one-on-one battles around the pitch, but it's more the midfield battle that Metro's starting to get on top now.
Speaking of midfield battle, there's Barbiero in the heart of the Metro midfield. Nagel back to McNamara. He looks for Windsor in behind, but Akita cuts it out. Windsor wins it back, does very well. Here's Nagel with the cross. Finds Woodford, and Woodford, little delicate chip over the top. Barbiero beaten, and that makes it 2-1.
And we said, well, I said to you that what a replacement to come in for Hamish Gow. He scored 11 goals last year, and there we go. One of those trademark runs he makes into the box, but the ball from Scott Nagel was pinpoint, and probably the first time Scott Nagel's actually been able to get down this left flank, and they've made it count.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Nagel get that far forward so far, and he's managed to whip in a delightful ball. And as you said, Woodfin there, see, that was his bread and butter last year, and he's just picked up where he's left off.
Yeah, the control on the chest, the little dink over the oncoming keeper. It's always hard because the keepers, obviously, the closer they get to you, the bigger they get.
That's exactly right. And that's the thing, you can't fault the goal. I'm going to say you can't fault the goalkeeper there. He's done everything right. He's made himself massive. He's come out, and it just shows you the quality of the finish.
Just not track from the midfield, I think, as we touched on.
Yep.
That midfield battle, Metro starting to win.
As Metro take that 2-1 lead, 36 minutes in. Here's Akita. Campbell. You might be able to hear on our mics how windy it is here. We mentioned it earlier. It certainly picked up again the last 30 seconds. Well, hopefully it dies down again. Here's Kingburn on the far side. Looks to cross and does. Here's Costa. Oh, with the head straight at Ostrike. I would have normally put money on that from Costa to put that in the back of the net. But he's just picked out Ostrike, and Ostrike was happy to take that and hold it, and did so very well.
One grab too.
Yep.
Always makes a difference.
But yeah, he managed, Costa finding that space in between the two defenders. Here's Woodfin all the way back to McNamara. He goes long, looking for Visser. Toriani brings that under control. And Raiders happy to build from the back again. Here's Campbell. Looking for Corbo, but he's overhit that. That's gone out for a throw-in on this new side, right in front of us. Regis is just telling Scotty Nagel there just to move back a little bit further.
I like the fact that he picked that up as well, because sometimes you see players pinch a good 10-15 yards and it never gets blown up, so that's good.
As we see a battle just in front of us here, ball eventually out for a throw-in.
Quite evidently, Metro have 100% lifted their effort, which they needed to, but here goes Trimboli.
Yeah, they certainly have, and this is where Raiders found some joy early on, was these wide players in Trimboli and Neon Kuru, and Trimboli's done very well to win a free kick in a dangerous position where Kingburn can really whip in a dangerous cross here for Raiders. We'll allow he stepped off this one. It looks like Noah Blazak is going to take this one, and left-footed in-swinger. Connie, do you reckon he's going to shoot?
Well, I think that's the plan, because I heard Vlado tell him to go take it, and he said something in Croatian.
He does, swings at far post. Oh, and there's the header from Costa. It's just gone wide. What a ball in that was, and Costa just unable to get that going back across the keeper. He did everything right, headed it down, went back across the keeper, back where it came from. Just couldn't get it inside that post. And to be honest, I think Cody just had to watch that one go past that post.
Yeah, he's done very well to even get that anywhere near the target.
He was going away from the goal when he headed that. That was incredible.
It's the beauty of that in-swinging free kick, which is, you know, as when I was a coach, you always wanted those balls swung in, because if Costa misses that, the keeper's focusing on that player trying to head the ball, and then you see it end up in the back of the net.
Exactly right, could go anywhere from there. Ostrike goes long, Toriani happily puts his boot through that, clears it into the MetroStars dugout. Here's Woodford, Barbiero, all the way back to McNamara. Again, Metro will look to rebuild from the back. Ostrike. He goes long through the middle, looking for Windsor. And the flag goes up on the far side for offside. As we do approach half time, last few minutes of this first half, that Metro currently leading 2-1 on the One World LED and Sportal clock for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Toriani goes long, looking for Costa, but cut out by Fortunato. Picked up by Barbiero. Here's Mollis. He gets the ball wide to Jackson Walls on that far side, who's been up and down all the whole first half. Here's Visser up against Blazeka. Cuts inside on his left and beats him. Does well. Looks to shoot. No, he cuts. Little reverse pass. Woodford wins the header. And Corbo unceremoniously thumps that down the park as far as it can go. But Metro, they pick it back up. Ostrike.
Croatia is always they're just happy for Ostrike to have that ball, aren't they? They're not too fussed when it's at his feet. It's one of those things, they're taking that game plan to the grave with them tonight. They want him to have the ball and then they want to press. Oh, that's not great by Triboli, but he gets it back.
He did well in the initial stages to nick it off of Windsor's feet without him realising. Here's King Byrne, turns inside, loses out to the tag team of Barbiero and Fortunato, and Barbiero's just taken a bit of a knock. And that's Corbo taking out Cittadini and getting his name in the book. That's the third yellow card for the evening.
He was nowhere near the ball there.
He was.
Great decision again.
Nowhere near.
I think Regis has done very well to keep this game sort of
just simmering.
Yeah, because it was after that Barbiero challenge, there was a good chance it could have really boiled over, and yeah.
But I wouldn't expect anything less from Regis. He's been around the traps a long time doing this. I'm not saying he's old, I'm saying he's
experienced.
Experienced, exactly right. That's it. He has been around for a long time and knows the game very well. Here's Ostrike. And as you were saying, Connie, Raiders happy for Ostrike to have the ball. Finds Woodford in the middle of the park and he's able to turn and run at the back line. And Regis waves away the claims for a free kick, and here's Trimboli. He finds Blazeka on the far side, who in turn goes down the line looking for Neon Kuru, who seems to be onside at this stage. Up against Walls. Goes inside, beats him, cuts the ball back, and then cleared by Nagel. Some great work from both sets of players there. Visser looks to go line and just on a different page there to Windsor for the minute.
Yeah, just that one there. Woodfin had a lot of time and space in the middle. That's the first time we've seen that happen. I think from looking at the replay, from what I see there, is that Windsor actually split himself between the two central defenders, so they didn't know who was going to go with Windsor, and in the end they both just sat back, giving that space for Woodfin, because normally one of them would step up and try and intercept or at least be a little bit closer to him.
That's been their game plan tonight, is allowing one of those centre halves to step in. Here's Metro, here's Woodfin. Mollis. He goes wide to Visser on the far side. Visser looks to take Thompson, cuts inside on his left, shoots, blocks, and Raiders come away with it only briefly. Nagel wins it. Cittadini, great little turn in the middle of the park to get away from Campbell. Campbell comes back and wins it. Bit scrappy in there just at the minute. Here's Trimboli looking for Costa over the top, but holds up a little bit. Neon Kuru with a leap and takes it off of Walls. And then looks to go line and gets around the defender. But as we see there, Regis pulls it back and books. Looks like Fortunato there. At this stage, Connie, are we going to finish with 11 aside? That's the fourth yellow. The game has been simmering. What are your thoughts?
I think, well, I'm going to go back to one thing first, is that we saw Neon Kuru's athleticism earlier on with that leap, and that time there it actually paid dividend. Now he's actually got his marker on a yellow card, and the only thing for me is that if it gets to the point where you can probably make those substitutions and calm that game down and save yourself having that red card, it's when you got fullbacks that are hard to replace on yellow cards.
Neon Kuru into the box, Trimboli up, falls to Toriani at the far post. He cuts it back across, cleared there brilliantly from McNamara. Toriani wins it back, gets a cross in, and Ostrike, safe hands there at the near post. But Raiders unlucky there not to get something out of that.
Yeah, 100%, and it was Toriani, who the central defender, who in my eyes is probably one of the most gifted players we've seen come to our leagues in the last couple of years. He was able to clip that one back in.
And there's the hit. Sorry, Connie, there's the half-time whistle. What's your take on that first half?
Yeah, well, for a majority of it, it was Croatia Raiders with the ascendancy. They took the early lead, and then, as we said, you can't give MetroStars too many chances, and to be quite honest, they probably only had 2 real good chances and made them count. So that's that 45 done, mate.
They certainly did make those 2 chances count with, I think, only a couple of shots on goal, on target, and they've both hit the back of the net. As we will take a quick break here at TK Shutter Reserve and be back for the second half of the RAA NPLSA Round 3 clash between MetroStars and Adelaide Croatia Raiders.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Labato, a nice run forward, only him and Bartuli, and just couldn't quite get there. Wins the corner though, but Bartuli. Usasa sends it into the area, and it's Vaughan. Leaps in and tips it over the crossbar, and if he did not, that was going to rock that net.
Goes line to Tavares. He then turn, cuts it to Voigt. Voigt with the touch inside, hits it, and that's a great save from Delingas.
Jason Konstantinopoulos one-on-one with Lazeka. Kristen Konstantinopoulos with a shot. Late tackle maybe, but great save there from Barbaro.
One final chance for Blue Eagles. It's a good ball in. It's got a flick. It's got a second one, but that's an unbelievable save from Sebastian Matosevic. We said Oscar Moore's man of the match, but he's kept 2 goals out that were clearly going in the back of the net.
He's made some unbelievable.
headed away. Only to MetroStars though, edge of the box here, Visser. Now Gow with a little flick, Visser back in the box, and then the finish by Hamish Gow to get them 1-0 up early on.
What a goal.
Oh wow! Oh my god! That was insane! What a way to equalise!
By Murati, only as far as Mullen. Mullen hits it with the outside of the line. Can you believe it? Mullen with a second outside of the right boot. Mine's going to take it, and he does. And he picks his spot, and he finishes with a bomb. And that's his hat-trick, and the 8th goal for Playford to make it 8.
Costelli being to it by Caden. Now finds Anthony Costa, top of the box, goes with his left foot. Anthony Costa gets a second. He's got a brace in the first half, and he's taken Adelaide, Croatia into a 2-0 lead at half time, David.
That's a beautiful finish. Just picked his slot out perfectly there, but gosh, Neograd have just left themselves exposed there.
On the back of the announcement of the celebration of football, NPLSA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here again will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up, and actually take on a team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with NPLSA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given the professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
Something here, plays out to Panagakos, and it's Panagakos! What an absolute cracker! Alicia Panagakos kicks off the season for Adelaide University.
And I mean, if Elisa keeps the play rolling instead of being turned around, it's
have a shot. It's gone in, Tom and Bonner, and just as we were talking about just a minute ago, has had a very good last 20 minutes just come into the game. Hopefully this is 1-0 up.
Goes to Yamada. Good turn. Needs to find an option. Might even look to go for herself. Nini Yamada! Makes it 3-2 for West Adelaide. 20 minutes left.
Such a quality player to have in this competition. A long shot there by Notridge.
It's gone in! Well, it was just a speculative effort by Notridge, and it looked like Elliott never picked it up, and Comets have taken the lead.
Coles Mini Roos is more than just football. It is a place to find our feet, learn new skills, and meet new friends. A place to start small and feel 10 feet tall. To have fun and laugh, to build confidence from the ground up. A place to belong. Football starts here. Find your place. Join our team.
We all play the same game. The pitch may change, but the stakes are the same. The ball we desire, the moves we admire. Because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Ghana United is like home football.
It's always been our goal to move into State League.
Here it's a very family culture. There's a sense of oneness between the Resis, 18s, seniors. Everyone just feels like brothers.
You know, it's like how they say, you train the way you play, but actually when you rock up game days, we actually play like our heart is the last thing that's left, you know what I mean?
I'm loving it. Really good culture, really good environment. It's going great so far in the pre-season.
About culture, you know, we open the door, every culture comes to mix to us.
Ghana United will be a club that can play football, simple football, a good football, that we will be in the next couple of years moving to the NPL.
Very thrilled, very excited.
Expect to see some rainbow flicks. That's what makes us Ghana FC, man.
It'll make its way through to Nicola despite the deflection. Here's Hazelwood, who does well to control the ball with the head. Hazelwood storming into the area, tries the shot, great save. And that should give Elliott a bit more confidence. He's done really, really well there. That ball was travelling.
Here's Hood, just needs to finish, gets it past Murphy. Needs to have some sort of hit. And Murphy manages to backpedal and make the stop.
Coles Mini Roos is more than just football. It is a place to find our feet, learn new skills, and meet new friends. Football starts here. Find your place. Join our team.
Adelaide Atletico is being built on 6 pillars. It's about respect, about community, fairness, development, technology.
Atletico is become a family, a big family.
This club's got a lot of opportunity to grow. There's a lot of potential here with all the players and the boys, and it's just like a very good place to be at.
We want to be competitive. We want to drive and develop our culture. We've gone out and we've got a few experienced players. I mean, I've gone and got a very good goalkeeper. We've got a really talented Argentinian guy and a couple of older players.
We're a good quality of boys. All the boys are already in a few weeks, they're getting really close.
We want to make sure that everybody that plays at this club feels that they're getting the benefit of our coaching group.
We literally do what we preach, which is let's just play.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
And good evening and welcome back to TK Show to Reserve for this round 3 RAA MPLSA clash between MetroStars and Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Adelaide Raiders taking the early lead to go 1-0 up. Metro with the comeback in that first half, and took the lead in at half time to be 2-1 with goals from Thompson for Raiders and Woodford and Windsor for MetroStars. And it looks like there's been a change for MetroStars, and that's in the back line. And Fortunato has made way, and D'Angelo is making his first appearance for MetroStars this season. As Metro now kicking left to right will get us underway this second half. Goes long, cleared there by Thompson on this near side. No changes for Raiders. McNamara with the ball at the back for Metro. Ostrike with the ball. And again, as we discussed in that first half, Connie, there, Raiders are allowing Ostrike to have the ball. Here's Vista, loses out to Thompson. Lazeka wins the free kick.
Yeah, they've been set up quite well, obviously. Straight from kickoff, they knew what they wanted to do here tonight, and that was, like we mentioned earlier, as soon as those centre-backs go into those little wide areas, that's when they want to press, and you see that starts from Anthony Costa, and then Kingburn joins in, and Neon Kuru, then if it's on his side, he goes. But it's been a good game all round. I mean, just speaking to a few people at half-time, they think that Raiders were maybe a little bit stiff to concede 2 goals, but at the end of the day, like we said, the quality Metro's got, you give them those couple of chances, they're going to take it eventually.
That's it. Actually, I'm mistaken with the changes for the half-time. Actually, it was Barbiero that's made way. So Barbiero's made way, and they've pushed Fortunato into the midfield, so he'll sit at the base of the midfield and allow RB Mollis and Woodford to push on. So apologies on that one, but there we go, we've got it right now.
Yeah, I wonder if that's maybe, I don't seem it to be tactical, maybe.
Here's Windsor, turns, beats Akita and puts his shot wide. Akita does enough there to put him off, but what a ball there through for Windsor.
He just battles away, doesn't he? He doesn't give you a second to think as a defender when he's that close to you. Like that ball there, really. He wasn't even in a front position. He was behind the defender and still managed to get a shot away.
That's scary how good he is. Here's Vissel, unable to bring that ball under control, and here's Akita for Raiders. He finds Neon Kuru, goes back to Thompson, goes inside to Costa. Costa turns McNamara and goes out the other side, but can't find him. Can't find Trimboli, and Nagel comes away with it. Here's Chittadini. Woodford finds Chittadini again, back to top of the box, but unable to bring it under control. And there's Fortunato with the challenge. He's going to be lucky there because he's on a booking.
I was going to say.
Yeah, he's on a booking, so Regis is telling him to settle down. He's got to be very careful. I think the next tackle, I think Regis just having a word with him there, but the next tackle, if he's not spot on with it, he could be in trouble.
Well, before Windsor rudely interrupted with his shot on goal, what I was going to say was that Fabian Barbiero obviously got booked in that half, so maybe that had something to do with it, but then you look at what just happened there, and Fortunato is the same.
Here's Thompson with the cross. Ostrike claims that one. And just a quick round the grounds, thanks to One World LED and Sportal for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. We have in the 81st minute, Fulham still 1-0 lead over Stir in State League 1.
Yeah, like I said earlier, big result that if it comes off, because Fulham obviously lost their first game 2-0 to Pontian away. So to come back and win their next two, that's pretty impressive. And like I said, Sturt's been in really good form.
They have been, that's for sure. Here's Fortunato, finds Cittadini. Cittadini gets into the box, looks for his options, cuts it back to the top of the box. Here's Windsor, can't bring it under control. Fortunato sends it wide to Woodfin. Woodfin on the right wing now. Go back to Walls. Walls crosses in, goes far post. Fortunato wins the first header and cleared by Corbo. But Metro don't let him out. Here's Mollis. He finds Visser. Visser on the ball eventually. On his left. Goes wide to Nagel. Nagel hits it. I think that was, sorry, that was Windsor that hit that. And it goes all the way across the goal and out for a throw-in on the other side. Certainly some other clubs and whatnot here tonight.
Just saw a stray Joe Costa, former Raider and Adelaide City.
Yep.
You're obviously watching Anthony play.
And speaking of, here is Costa and loses out. Here's Woodfin. Visser goes all the way back to D'Angelo. As we did see a Joe Costa, a Solari, a Bucco. Metro win the free kick. That's what Andrew, chairman of FK Beer Grade as well.
Yeah, there's a few people here tonight.
There is. It's great to see.
And that's
people,
from what we can just see.
Yeah, exactly. That's great to see people out on a Sunday night to watch local football. Here's Arby Mollis. Woodfin goes wide. Nagel on that far side. He finds Cittadini down the line. Corbo in close proximity. Finds Arby Mollis. Mollis with a 1-2 with Windsor. It falls nicely for Visser. Visser on his left finds Windsor inside, looks for a flick, but cleared there from Thompson. Long, looking for Costa. Costa bodies him out the way and gets through. One-on-one with the keeper. He's got Kingburn, so finds him. Kingburn straight at Ostrike, and Ostrike with the save. And then the clearance from McNamara. And Regis points for a free kick in favour of MetroStars in the end. But Connie should have finished that.
Well, if you go back about 15 seconds before that, Anthony Costa wins the header, and I think it was the substitute that had just come on. D'Angelo come across and mistimed his tackle. Costa could have gone down, maybe potential red card, but he chose to go. He saw Kingburn on his left and chose to go at the goal, cut it back. Unfortunately, Kingburn's shot was, am I getting that right? Kingburn, or was it Burn King? Kingburn, that's right.
Yep, no, you're right.
I got pulled up on it before.
Jai Kingburn, yeah.
His shot it was on target, but
straight at
Ostrike.
Straight
at Ostrike, yep.
And Ostrike made himself as big as possible and made the save, but yeah, I think a foot either side, the way he hit it, a foot either side, and that would have probably settled in the back of the net.
Yep. Just shows that danger that they've still got with Anthony Costa leading the front there.
Great play there from Visser, finds Mollis. Blazeka tracks him down but can't catch him. Here's Windsor. But Woodfin all the way through the middle, and that's a free kick. And that's
another
Corbo.
player in yellow.
That's Corbo. Sees red. And that puts Raiders in a very difficult position now. He's come across to meet Woodfin in the tackle, but it's deemed that he's played the ball only, played the man only. Just seeing it there, he did not get close to the ball.
Yeah, just a bit too quick in getting in between the lines there, wasn't he?
Yeah, and Woodfin just straight through the middle, used his pace, and Corbo, unfortunately, on the unfortunate one there that's already on a booking.
But I guess we go back to that challenge by Fortunato as well, and could have very easily been down to 10 men apiece here. But we'll leave that to the viewer discretion of what they think.
That's it. And I did say.
Yep, you did.
You asked me earlier. Half, I did ask you earlier.
And again, it was one of those things that I said.
Yep.
My answer was, can you replace a fullback? Sometimes you can't, and that's the risk you run.
Yep. It looks like Cittadini has the ball. He's on the edge of the D. Well, he's in the middle of the D at the edge of the box. Very dangerous position as Barbaro sets up his wall.
And even at this early stage of the second half, Mark, you would think that if he managed to score this, being down to 10 men now, it's going to be really, really hard for Adelaide Croatia Raiders.
It certainly will be, and considering they had such a good start in that first half, and they would have felt very unfortunate to find themselves 2-1 down at half-time.
Well, the worst part is in your team talk at half-time, you probably don't go through this scenario, do you? You don't think that after 8 minutes you're going to be down to 10 men. So
certainly not. Here's Cittadini, certainly lining this one up. As we wait with bated breath. Goes over the wall, and Barbaro with an outstanding save there to keep the game at 2-1.
Well, all I can say, Mark, is that Jaden Betterman, if you're watching at the 54th minute, you've got save of the week right there.
That was some save. That positional-wise, he'd set up perfectly, and the
full stretch.
Full stretch. The wall did their job. They forced him high, and it allowed Barbaro. The in-swinging corner comes in, and it's flicked in at the near post and over the bar in the end.
We get to look at this again.
But what a save that is from Barbaro. Full stretch, gets his hands to it and pushes it over. That is just a great save. And that's just kept his team in this game. They are still 2-1 down, but going down 3-1 and down to 10 men, that makes it seem so much harder. But keeping it at 2-1, Raiders are still in with a shot in this game. Here's Fortunato with the ball for Metro. He'll probably get a lot more space now in this half, as Raiders will probably just sit just a little bit deeper, Connie.
Yeah, and you might even think that a little bit of game management from Danny Grace, they might come in and Fortunato may make way for someone being on that yellow card and being on that probably final chance as well.
Here is Fortunato on the ball, goes to Nagel, wide on the far side. Nagel opens his legs, finds Mollis, unable to flick it around the corner to Cittadini, and the clearance is into his own player. Here's Windsor. Akeda does well to clear in the end. But Raiders just a bit of a rush of blood to the head there.
Yeah, and again, like a little bit of a mistake, and Windsor doesn't give you a chance, does he? He's always on that shoulder of the defender. Makes it very difficult to try and play out.
Here's Walls, who did take the armband from Barbiero at half-time. Here's Visser up against Thompson. He goes inside to Woodfin, but cut out. And here's Blazeka, comes away with it. Finds Neon Kuru, but a little bit much on it. He gets there in the end. Does very well. Looks for Trimboli, but just played it in behind him. So I dare say they'll probably set up now with a 4-3-2 Raiders. Neon Kuru will probably drop into the midfield a little bit more alongside Kingburn and Blazeka, with Trimboli and Costa up front.
Yeah, and you probably won't see that central defender stepping out of line to pick up that midfield now. They'll probably just look to defend in the waves that are going to come at them. But they need to make the most of the possession that they are going to get, Raiders, and not give it over as easy as what Neon Kuru did earlier. Just find feet and play simple, I guess, is the answer.
And you'll find that Campbell has dropped into that right back role for Corbo. Barbaro for Raiders. He looks to go long, looking for Trimboli, who wins the flick. Unfortunately, Campbell's unable to get on the end of that, and it goes back to Nagel for MetroStars. And MetroStars will look to build from the back, keep the ball as much as they can now. And they'll find a lot more space in that middle of the park as well now. Here's Woodfin, as we said, in that space. He comes wide to Walls here on this near side. Up against Thompson. He looks to find Visser in behind. And Akeda stands his ground, and Visser keeps it in play. Goes all the way back to Fortunato, who, as we said earlier, is probably a little fortunate to still be on the park.
Yeah, I was trying to find a pun to put in there, but I just couldn't do it. I was actually a little bit... We'll let this go.
Visser looks to get in the box and does so. Comes back out to Fortunato, who does cross looking for Windsor, cleared by Toriani. And again by Toriani bursting through, but only as far as Windsor. Windsor managed to keep it and brings Nagel into the game. Here's Walls on this near side. Looks to run at Thompson. Thompson does well to hold him up. Here's Visser. Visser runs into trouble into Jai King-Byrne, but does well. And there's a loose tackle there from King-Byrne, and he's lucky to come away without a booking.
Yeah, I thought maybe we were going to see another card issued there. But the interesting thing that just stood out to me a minute or two ago was young... Lost my words here. Young Visser. He could have let the ball go out for a corner, but it's quite clear that Metro now with that advantage, they want to keep the ball moving. They don't want to whip a corner into the box and take the risk of a counter-attack. So you saw him step on that ball, and he decided to play, and then they had a chance that come from it. So just those little game smarts are the difference between the two teams at the moment, is realising when to go and when not to go. I thought he was coming off for a second there, but he's just getting a word of advice from the coach.
That's it, Danny, just having a quick word. And just a quick One World LED and Sportal. Thanks to One World LED and Sportal. The score between Sturt and Fulham. The game is in time added, and Sturt have taken a 2-1 lead. They've scored 2 quick goals.
Well, there you go.
In the 89th and 92 minutes to take a 2-1 lead. So I'll keep you posted on that one. Here's Jackson Walls for Metro, running at Thompson. Gets the cross in, goes far post, and out for a goal kick. Here's Barbaro for Raiders. He looks to go inside and finds Blazeka, who's able to turn and get the ball wide to Thompson, who's overlapping from fullback. He looks to beat Walls, but Walls uses his pace and goes past him and keeps the play going for Visser and Fortunato. Here's Woodford in the middle, tracked by Jai King-Byrne. He runs into he's getting funneled into a corner, but he's managed to come out, play Fortunato, who plays him back. And Metro happy just to keep the ball. Here's Mollis finds D'Angelo. Walls on this near side. Inside to Woodfin. Goes outside to Walls. Walls crosses first time from near post. Windsor gets on the end of it, but blocked by Toriani. And Raiders come away with it through Blazeka. He goes wide to Neon Kuru. And tackled there from Arby Mollis, and King-Byrne with a tired looking effort there that goes out.
You just sense a little bit of frustration coming in with him at the moment. He's sort of worked his ass off a little bit to get into good positions and not made him count, and now down to 10 men, he's going to have to work even harder in that midfield position. So it's all about keeping your head though and hoping a chance will come again.
That's it, they keep working. They've created chances even with 10 men, so they'll hopefully be able to do one more. Here's Windsor on the far side, closely monitored by Akita, and the ball goes out for a throw into Raiders. Neon Kuru finds Trimboli, but he's surrounded and loses out. Here's Windsor, goes inside to Visser. Visser finds Arby Mollis, sends him wide. Arby Mollis cuts it back across and sends it across goal and out for a goal kick on the far side.
A few complaints that there wasn't a corner given there, but it didn't look like it took a touch.
I can't see that far, so...
No. There's always hope though, isn't there?
There is, that's it. Here's Toriani. Campbell. Back to Toriani. He comes all the way across to Akita on this near side. Barbaro Raiders just happy to keep possession at the moment. Blazeka goes long looking for Costa, but D'Angelo wins that header. Second ball, Thompson. D'Angelo comes through with the header and finds Cittadini. He in turn finds Fortunato, goes wide to Visser. Visser, chance to run at Thompson and does so into the box. Cuts it back. Oh, looks to actually end up having a shot, and it just goes past that far post.
Yeah, they're not quite taking the advantage of the extra man at the moment, are they, MetroStars? They're getting into positions, but it's nothing that's really testing Barbaro in goal. I mean, apart from that Cittadini free kick, but just from general play, they're still not creating probably as easy as chances as they like. They probably want them a little bit easier for Windsor, maybe just a couple of tap-ins or something like that, but they're really forcing the issue.
Yeah, the intensity, since the sending off, the intensity seems to have dropped just a little bit from both sides. I think Metro seem to think that it's just going to come, and there's a tackle there from Mollis, and where he just brings out the card, and Arby Mollis has received his yellow card.
Yeah, and again a few shouts maybe for a different colour to come out there.
Certainly, there certainly was.
I don't think it was that malice, or that malicious, I should say.
And thanks to One World LED and Sportal for all your LED indoor-outdoor solutions. Sturt have taken the win, 2-1 over Fulham, with two very, very late goals to take out the win there.
Yeah, very fortunate, you could say, that they got away with that win, being 1-0 down for a majority of that game.
Here's Neon Kuru, who goes wide to Kingburn. Kingburn with the cross to the far post, and almost gets it drifted over Ostrike, but he reaches up and takes it one-handed in the end.
How casual was that with the one hand?
And here's Visser breaking away, Nikita brings him down, and he's also going into the book. Very casual there from Cody, happy to take that one-handed. Quick release, allows Visser to get down that line, and we hear Danny Greystone still not happy with the way Metro are playing at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think he was too happy with how that Raiders' last attack went straight through the middle and straight through a couple of his midfielders. So just telling him that it's not good enough for one and that they need to do something about it. And it was literally as nice as that.
Here's Cittadini on the ball. He'll look to swing across in and does so. He goes far post, looking for D'Angelo, who wins it. And there it is. Goal number 3 for MetroStars. From the substitute, D'Angelo with a header at the far post, with a great ball in from Cittadini.
It was really a bit of a sucker punch there, because although they've gone down to 10 men, Croatia Raiders, given that they just had a half chance, 30, 40 seconds before that, big defender gets up there and Barbaro comes flapping and couldn't get any of the ball. What's the rule? Player or ball or both? He got neither, and they paid the ultimate price there, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. D'Angelo just drifted in at that far post, not at home. So Raiders now really up against it. 3-1 down, and down a man. Blazeka can't get past that second line. Here's Cittadini on the far side. As we approach 20 minutes to go of this game, Toriani goes through the back of Windsor and wins a free kick. That's Thompson, Ikeda, both on yellow cards for Raiders, and Corbo was on a card, but he received his second and sent to the showers, while Fortunato and Mollis both been booked for MetroStars, and Barbiero in the first half, who hasn't come out for the second. Here's Cittadini, goes inside looking for Arby Mollis, doesn't find him, falls kindly for Visser. Visser picks it up, looks in behind but can't find Cittadini and cut out by Raiders. And here's King Byrne. Doesn't have a lot of options, but he goes line looking for Trimboli. Trimboli does well to win the throw. Took a knock as well. That one certainly hurt.
You just wonder if Vlado's going to go to the bench here and, you know, last 20 minutes maybe just try and get something out of this game. I mean, they've been pretty good for a majority. Just that red card really deflated them, and that third goal that really just popped the balloon, didn't it? It just you just see the body language. It's just literally from this half of the ground. You know, the spectators that are here for Croatia Raiders and the players, just coaching staff, just that body language just drops, because that third goal really just, you sort of know deep down there's no way back, but you got to keep going, and
that's it. You got to keep
front
going,
up.
but you know it's going to be tough. They may have to go to the bench.
Yeah, they may have to now, because Oliver Trimboli doesn't look like he's in, or he looks in a little bit of discomfort, but whether it's a knock or...
We will soon find out. He's off with the trainer at the moment, but they haven't sent for anyone yet. Just have to keep an eye on it, and we'll keep you updated as soon as we know more.
Well, it's not like they don't have experience on the bench. They've got Paul Radici on the bench and Oliver Zafridis.
Yeah, and I just
Manly Barnett as well. So
I just saw the trainer give the old school rotate, substitution, make signal, which is the rolling hands. So I do not expect to see Trimboli back. And Neon Kuru loses out to D'Angelo. So Raiders will need to go to the bench, I would say.
yeah, they don't look in too much of a hurry. They're actually playing with 9 men at the moment, because Oliver Trimboli's walking around the ground. He's not even bothering to come back on and for them to make that change. So maybe made to pay for this.
Here is Woodfin. Walls on the right wing. Goes inside to Fortunato, who in turn goes wider to Scott Nagel on the far side. He goes down the line to Windsor, who's making those runs in those channels all night. Here's Cittadini. Comes back out and around. Fortunato. Walls. He looks to... Goes wider again to Visser. Visser 1v1 against Thompson. He goes back to Fortunato, slowly building it up. Here's Jackson Walls. He goes inside to Visser. Visser finds half a yard. Gets it back to Woodfin. Woodfin finds Cittadini, who hits it first time, and looking for that top corner, sends it over the bar and out for a goal kick. And before Raiders can make their substitution, Barbaro's kicked it off again. So he's taking the goal kick quickly, and he's gone long looking for King Byrne, who wins the flick. Only as far as McNamara though. And here's Scott Nagel. Toriani leaves a space there. Windsor finds the ball but can't make anything of it. And Blazeka wins the free kick from Woodfin.
Yeah, and I was going to say...
And now Raiders were finally able to make this substitution.
It's taken a good 3 minutes for that substitution to be made. So they played with 9 men for a little while, but it looks like it's going to be a double change here. It's going to be Matteo and Radici to come on. And I was thinking, as a striker here,
he's made a triple change.
Triple change, is it?
Yep.
Benevenuto as well. There you go. So King Byrne, Costa and Trimboli all make way. Trimboli obviously injured. But yeah, back to my little point there, like Owen Windsor he'd be licking his lips this last 20 minutes as a striker, as they all do, because I know that I certainly would, and that would be when you're down to 10 men, you probably want to capitalise and hit the scoreboard again. He's already done it once, so you know he'd want to finish with another one. And he's just, you can see he's just so ahead of the game. He knows where his players are. He's tried those little flicks and those little 1-2 wall passes. They just haven't quite come off tonight, which is quite scary because they're 3-1 up and they haven't really clicked at all. Being fair, they haven't clicked, have they, tonight?
No, it just seems to be just a little bit off. Just not, you're right there, just not quite working. Here's Stefan Matteo on the left wing for Raiders. Crosses cut out by D'Angelo. But I think the game plan now is with someone like Stefan Matteo coming on. He's very quick. They're going to obviously look to just try and spring that line as much as they can with him getting in behind. Here's Toriani, loses out eventually to Cittadini. And they've gone, Raiders have gone what we would call these days old school in a big little up front. You know, with the likes of Radice and Matteo up top. Here's Cittadini, Fortunato. He shoots. Straight down the throat of Barbaro, who's happily takes that one. He throws, looking for Neon Kuru, but he's lost out to McNamara. Here's Woodfin on his right. Goes to Abi Mollis. Mollis finds Windsor inside. Hits it. Great save from Barbaro, but the flag went up straight away.
Yeah, and I meant what I said in the nicest way possible for MetroStars. I'm not saying they've been terrible, but given what they can do, and we've seen over the past couple of seasons, they're 3-1 up, but they haven't played their best football, is what I should have said.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. That's the thing. They're still beating a team. I mean, Raiders are down to 10 men, but they're still beating a good side. But it's just not quite clicking. But they're the things when you're this early into the season, it allows them time to work on that. Here's Windsor, unable to bring that under control. Plazeka for Raiders comes away with it, finds Radice. He in turn finds Matteo, who looks for him, but Walls cuts that out. Goes back to Ostrike, who calmly plays D'Angelo. And here's Visser. Played themselves out of trouble there. Relatively easy in the end. Here's McNamara, and he looks to switch and does so, and finds Scotty Nagel on the far side. He finds Cittadini onside, into the box, hits it. And it's saved from Barbaro and cleared off the line by Thompson. Great play there from Metro and a great save from Barbaro.
Yeah, it was a great save and a great clearance. And, you know, just after we said that they haven't performed very well, Metro, they're starting to go from defence to attack in a blink of an eye, which is what we normally see.
Here's Cittadini. He managed to get the cross in. Cleared by Toriani and then cleared further by Campbell. Neon Kuru. Lazeka played in under pressure and gives it away. Here's Visser. Finally gets a shot away and it goes wide. Raiders certainly not helping themselves in that situation, Connie.
Yeah, it was cheaply given away by Benevenuto there. He sort of put his teammate under the pump, and they're really struggling now. Metro looks like they've just, you know, pressed that button and found another gear, but the 10 men isn't helping Raiders, and I think some of these legs that have been out there for the majority are feeling it.
Here's Campbell for Raiders. Crosses, but it's in behind Matteo and cleared by McNamara. Only fires now, and Kuru cuts it to Radice. Radice sends it just wide of the goalkeeper's upright. That was a great opportunity there for Raiders.
Yeah, it was, and he'll probably be disappointed that he hasn't got that on target there, because he's a renowned goal scorer we've seen over the last few seasons. He's capable of turning something, you know, half chance into a goal, and he'll be disappointed that he could get that one on target.
Walls finds Windsor, who can't bring that under control all that well, and it's out for a throw. Windsor looks for the switch, but cut out by Akeda there. Only as far as Scott Nagel. Raiders have also made a bit of a change with that substitution, Connie. I've noticed they've gone to a 3 at the back now for Metro.
Yeah, they're probably sensing the fact that they could maybe get on and score a couple more goals here to finish this one off and go a little bit more attacking.
Here's Radice. Surrounded by players and does very well to win the free kick. So with that change, what they've done is they've gone to a 3 at the back, pushed Campbell back into the midfield alongside Blazeka and Benvenuto, who's on the ball here now. Toriani finds the feet of Neon Kuru. Blazeka.
It looks like Neon Kuru's been given a little bit more freedom to finish this game off as well, in that sense that he's going to just float around the middle
and try and pick the ball up where he can and look to attack. He's got a lot of space in the middle of the park at the moment if they can find him, and they do. Here is Neon Kuru running at the back three of Metro. Goes wide to Paul Radice. He goes wide against Thompson. Thompson on his left. And unfortunately, the ball's just a little slow, but they win the corner. Great work there from Raiders to get into the box and create a bit of havoc there.
Yeah, he probably should have got a shot away there. Radic drew the defender in, and Thompson took a touch and then tried to shoot, but corner.
Neon Kuru near post, in swinger. And free kick to Metro. We've got another substitution. Looks like it's MetroStars this time.
Castaneda, is it one of them?
We've got Castaneda and Porter coming on for Vissa and Fortunato.
And there is that change that I thought we might see before the end of this game with that yellow card for Fortunato. Not worth the risk now when you're 3-1 up to lose a player for next week.
No, it's certainly not. And it's a straight swap, like for like, so Castaneda goes straight into...
Tom Vissa's been a very good pickup for Metro from Croydon.
He certainly has been. Here's Metro with the ball. Harvey Mollis in the middle of the park. Oh. Played back to D'Angelo, but no one saw that Paul Radice was lurking behind him.
Yeah.
Here's Porter.
Not sure how he missed the blue shirt. But
Porter gets inside to Woodfin, but cut out from Benvenuto, who gives it away to Castaneda. These walls all the way back to D'Angelo. And has the time to assess his options. He goes back to Ostrike. He goes wide to McNamara on the far side. Metro eventually play out to Nagel and Castaneda. And here is Nagel, cuts inside. Goes wide to Cittadini, who runs at Ikeda, cuts inside, but Ikeda does very well. Here is Cittadini still with the ball, goes back to Castaneda. D'Angelo for MetroStars moves in, finds Woodfin. Woodfin hits it, and Barbaro with another save. Falls to Cittadini, who hits it, and eventually it goes in for Porter after Barbaro make two great saves, and unfortunately the third one finds the back of the net. He can be very disappointed there in the fact that he's just made two great saves to keep them out. But Porter...
I think everyone's a bit disappointed that he, pulled off a couple of saves and there's no one there to help him out. I mean, I know they're down to 10 men, but still, when the keeper's pulling off saves like that, you need a bit of support.
You do. He made the first one from Woodfin, second one from Cittadini, and then Porter. And he almost got the third one too. Porter, come across from Adelaide United Youth this year, was able to make that... put another goal there for MetroStars.
Yeah, another household name, Porter.
And Radice goes for goal from the kickoff and gives it straight back to Ostrike.
I was having a quick gaze at the stats today, and Porter hasn't overly played too many first-team games. He's played a lot of reserves games with United, but he found the back of the net, I think it was 12 times in the last season and 12 times the season before, so he can score goals. And I guess when you're playing in the NPL, the RAA NPL I should say, is that when you get your chance, you've got to come on and take it, and that's exactly what he's done. Come on as a substitute against 10 men. You want to be creating and scoring goals.
That's certainly the case, and he's certainly put one in the back of the net to make it 4-1, with only probably about 8 minutes of this game remaining, plus time added. Here is Blazeka, who's now almost dropped into the back. To the back lines. Toriani looking for Matteo, who finds Radice, who turns two players, goes through. Can he get the shot away? Does! And he's just put it over the bar. What an effort there from Paul Radice.
Yeah, and Danny Greystone shaking his head, and he's probably thinking, maybe what I'm thinking is that was far too easy for Paul Radice to not only turn and then beat a couple of players, but he made his way all the way into the 18-yard box and again couldn't get his shot on target.
We've got another substitution here for Raiders. Going to the bench again. And Neon Kuru making way.
And it's not even about damage control now, it's more so saving those legs. You saw Costa come off before. You know, you see Neon Kuru come off and Zafridis makes his way onto the park. And I think that is the case, that Croatia Raiders are definitely now looking more about next week. This one is unsalvageable. Look to go again next week. They play West Torrens Bacala at home, so again, Bacala scored 6 goals in their first 2 games. They've got a game tomorrow night, and it won't be an easy task for Raiders next weekend, especially coming off the back of this with now Corbo out with a red card as well.
When is that game in the RAA MPLSA for next weekend, Connie?
I believe it's next Saturday afternoon.
Saturday?
Yeah.
Here's Jackson Walls on this right hand side. Goes inside and finds Windsor. Free kick for Arvi Mollis. Looks like Metro might be going to the bench again. Keep an eye on that.
Next Friday night it is, sorry.
Next
Croatia
Friday.
Raiders play Bacala.
At Raiders.
Yes, so it's a home game for Raiders.
So Raiders have the extra day of recovery.
Yep, and for MetroStars next week, they go to take on FK Beograd at One Solution Park.
Which will be a very exciting game in the RAA MPLSA, with FK Beograd unable to get off the mark at the moment.
Yeah, they're going to be super desperate next week, because there's a big potential that game could see a gap of 12 points between MetroStars and Beograd if Metro were to win it. Given that Metro are going to win this tonight, they're going to go to 9 points and sit nicely
on top,
at the top.
Alongside Playford.
Yeah, alongside Playford City.
Yep.
So
I think they might
result.
be just above Playford.
Playford City have Adelaide City next week, so a couple of really intriguing matchups.
Certainly is.
That's a home game for Playford City as well, so they could potentially
and if they
really stamp their authority.
Make that into a fortress, anything's possible.
Well, we saw what happened there a couple of weeks ago, didn't
we? I was lucky enough to be at that game, calling that one. Here's Walls on the ball.
Yeah, that was one of the most craziest first halves I've seen in the NPL for a while.
It was incredible.
But you see, today Parrot Hills bounced back and beat Modbury, so anyone can beat anyone, and it's very clear.
That is certainly the case. And that's not just in the MPLSA either, the RAA MPLSA, that's across the State League 1 and 2. Here's Chittadini.
It's a great feed, isn't it?
It is. Finds Nagel wide. Nagel able to deliver and does so. And Blazeka with a great touch there, because Porter was coming in behind him ready to volley that. So very important touch as Metro look to go to the bench one last time when they can for the last few minutes of this game. And I believe it looks to be like Salagna will come on. D'Angelo looks to switch to Nagel.
other player looks to be Cavuto coming on as well. But they've got to wait for the ball to go out of play. And Metro are quite happy to keep the ball in play at the present moment in time. Here's Windsor. Jackson goes all the way back to D'Angelo. Castaneda. Loses out to Campbell. Campbell comes away with it. Here's Mateo. Goes back to Benevenuto, who gives it away, unfortunately. And Metro eventually win out. And D'Angelo comes away with it from centre back. He goes wide, looking for Windsor. It's in a foot race with Toriani and wins out there. Here's Cittadini. Goes inside to Woodfin. Woodfin switches and goes to Jackson Walls, who's quite happy just to keep the ball.
Might not get a chance to make this change.
They may not, as we
into injury time now.
Yeah, time added. Here's Cittadini. Nagel inside and cut out by Okada, who looks to go long, finds Mateo, but he can't bring it under control, and that allows them to make their final change. And looks to be Owen Windsor coming off, goal scorer tonight. And the other change is RB Mollis, who's worked a lot of effort in the middle of the park for MetroStars tonight. And I'd say that Cavuto will go up top. Salagna will probably go just into that holding role, Connie, for the last few minutes.
Yeah, I suppose he's just going to come on and sit there and make sure. I think what I'm gathering is that Danny Grasson's probably not too impressed with how the midfielders actually controlled the 10 men this second half, given a few things he said to a couple of players. So maybe just a bit of experience for a couple of minutes just to show them how it's done.
Yep.
Take that to the training pitch next week.
That's certainly what Salagna brings to this side, is that experience. And that's the thing, even with 10 men, Raiders still managed to go through the middle of the Metro lineup, really. Paul Radice was unfortunate to not make his two chances count. But if he puts one or two of those away when it was 3-1, it really does change the game, or can do.
Yeah, it's a 4-1 scoreline. It looks flattering, but it hasn't been, because first half it was pretty much Raiders on top. They went behind for only about 15 minutes into that game before Metro really, strung a few passes together, and then they took the lead and gave it up a little bit too easily. And we've seen in this second half that, that Corbo challenge on 55 minutes or whatever it was really just didn't help them at all, and they've really struggled to create too much, and then those changes they made helped them.
And here's Cittadini, cuts onto his right and finishes past Barbaro to make it 5-1. But as we were talking about that experience, Salagna just picks the ball up in some space and is able to find Cittadini with effectively a 1v1, and Barbaro not much of a chance really.
Yeah, and it's just that positioning from Salagna there that creates the space for him. And 2-3 touch, finds Cittadini. Cittadini skips past his defender in Toriani and finds the top corner, and that's the final whistle.
That's the final whistle. Didn't even get to kick off again. So overall, Connie, Raiders a bit unfortunate really.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, you've lost 5-1, and there's no ifs or buts about that, but I get the sense, as we got to see, that first half, like I said, they created chances, they took the lead, and even when it was 2-1, 3-1, they made those changes with Radici and Mateo that come on, and they created a couple of chances. And if you score one or even both of those, we were looking at maybe a 3-all, 4-3 scoreline going into that last few minutes. But you look at the shots there, and MetroStars, I think at half-time they only had about 4 or 5 shots. They've ended up with 17 shots and 9 on target. They've scored 5 goals. That's a ratio you take any day of the week. So, yeah, at the end of the day, they've won 5-1. They sit pretty on the top
of the table.
Yep. And they go into next week away to Beargrad with a thumping win.
Yep. And there is more action in the RAA MPLSA. If you can, get to Adelaide City tomorrow night. Watch the doubleheader between Adelaide City and Burkalla in the men's and the women's tomorrow night. There are Comets are playing Croydon at Comets ground on West Terrace there. So if you are able to get out for a game, please do. If not, please join us on the FSA YouTubes and watch along. There'll be more commentary on those games, so you won't be just listening to people yell and scream. You'll be able to tune in. So thank you for joining me, Connie.
No, that's all right, mate. Obviously, it's always good to come out and, you know, be in the local game and call these games. It's so much fun. But yeah, thanks for having me on tonight, mate.
Not a problem. Thank you for watching. That is us done for the evening. MetroStars running away with it in the end, 5-1 over Adelaide Croatia Raiders in the RAA MPLSA. We will see you next time.